Hello, and it's the final day of my trip away, and I have come to, as I alluded to, Kinloch Rannoch. Now, it's just been raining, it's pretty cold today, I've got gloves on, it's that cold, and I never wear gloves. This place looks incredible, man. I was driving along here thinking, oh, wow, this is going to be spectacular, and just as I get out of the car, the sun has come out. I can't wait to get exploring. I think we've got a gem on our hands. This is like everywhere I've been on steroids so far, so I'm excited. Kinloch Rannoch, show me what you've got. Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Gingerman with a can is here to make your day. Gingerman with a can would like to hear you say today.
Look at this place. This is pretty cool, huh? Wow, it's breezy today, like you can see. Loch Rannoch. Loch Rannoch is not calm today. It is wavy, it's wild, it's wacky. Nice field of sheep here. Now, I've never been here before, and when I was driving along I was thinking, is it just a loch? Is it a town? Is it a village? There's a wee village. And there's lots of little boards about, so I'm quite excited about this. Look at this guy, he's on his knees. No, he's not on his knees anymore. Just enjoying the morning feed. There's some tasty grass, because they're all munching away, loving it. Look at that, I think that's Highland. The one in the clouds, that's the one I've been up. There's a guess that that's Highland, this board might tell us. In 1943, only 1 in 100 crofts in the Highlands had electricity, but just a few decades, affordable electricity would transform the way people lived. Hydro power made this possible. Rannoch Weir is part of SSE's Tummel Valley hydroelectric scheme. So as we've been kind of going down the Tummel Valley in the last few days, that's exactly been the theme. It's hydro power. We're seeing it in every place we come to. And again, look, we know this one. Rannoch Power Station, we've been there. North of here is Dalwhinnie. There's dams everywhere. And it's learning for me because I didn't realise there was this many dams along the river area. And it is good to see because it's producing all this energy. When I get back to Fife, I'm going to be juiced up on nature. So we're coming up to a fancy old bridge over the river, and we're taking a bet on how much this cost. Let's see, it's bigger than the £200 It's not quite a suspension bridge. I'm going to say this is a £500 bridge. We've got a sign here, Village Square. Just check out the Village Square. There's a village square, there's a riverside path. It's all happening here at Kinloch Rannoch. Imagine going to school here. Your imagination would just be ping, ping, ping. Here we are, Kinloch Rannoch Village Square, and we've got a church. Aberfeldy, Braza Foss, we know Foss. So it's here, Kinloch Rannoch, and there's Loch Rannoch. It's pretty big. Oh, there's a wee castle in it. If we go all the way, we could come to Rannoch Moor and Loch Leyden. Rannoch Moor, one of the last truly wild places in Britain. Unique and beautiful, Rannoch Moor is in an area of high boggy wilderness. extended to around 50 square miles, bounded on three sides by some of Scotland's most famous mountains. It stretches from Rannoch Station in the east to Glencoe in the west, as a site of special scientific interest and a special conservation area. It contains many rare plants and insects, as well as golden eagles and a herd of red deer. The moor is a landscape photographer's dream. For more information about the Rannoch Moor and the railway running across it, visit blah 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 blah. The village is situated close to the east end of the loch Rannoch and was founded in the 18th century after the Jacobite rebellion. There's that Jacobite work. The obelisk in the square is a monument to Donald Buchanan, an evangelist, Gaelic scholar and poet who did much to improve the living conditions of the local population at that time. There we go, Donald Buchanan, what a guy. I mean, being in this part of Scotland, you're going to see waterfalls, bridges, you're going to see old buildings, spectacular landscape. If that's what you're into, then this is where you should be, because it's just endless. Altmore Hydro, Craigvar, Loch Rannoch. Oh, there's an old petrol pump. That's old school. Can we go this way? It's pointing us this way, or is it up the hill? I think it's up the hill. This is cool. I think this would make like a good thing in your garden. You could turn it into something, I don't know what, just like a... I'm chatting shit, we'll save that for the patrons. You can endure me talking about that. Right, oh aye. Loch Rannoch, let's go and check out Loch Rannoch. Mail Dub, Craigvar, Altmore Hydro. I don't know if we'll make it to the hydro, but we're going this way. This is a serious gate, like it's keeping animals out as well, look. We've had to add extra height. Like just as you open the gate, you're met with this nice wee starter. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, that looks like you could just swim in there. Natural slides. Oh wow, this is cool. This is just such a cool wee spot. I'm good at falling over. That's a thing, that's a theme of me, falling over in episodes. There's the power station, it's just a wee one. Right, what way are we going? Loch Rannoch this way. I think you can actually head up the big hill here from this direction. This is all Altmore Hydro. It gives you all the information. Power output 109 kilowatts. This really is a spectacular part of the country. I mean, how many people realise the amount of electricity that's just being produced in this valley alone? Wow. Whilst also not looking like an industrial place, it's all in with nature, it's all renewable and self-sustaining, and it's amazing to see, to walk through it and to still feel part of nature whilst we're making electricity. What is this? Sounds like a wee well. It is. If you haven't already guessed, Scotland is a very wet place. It rains a lot. It was raining just as I parked up here and then it stopped. But the woman at the shop said, who lives here in the valley, said it always rains at 10 o'clock every day. It's to do with the trees apparently. So there you go. The woman in the shop at Tummel Bridge today was super friendly and we chatted. And I told her about Tentsmuir and Fife. Hopefully she checks it out. Whilst I'm here and the wind's died down, I'd just like to thank my patrons for just being part of the Gingerman Patron page and enjoying the videos that I put out so much that they want some more. Thanks guys, it's amazing. My level 2s will be coming up on the screen. You know the drill by now, these guys are all legends. And obviously bigger shout out to Kyle Brown, who writes the Gingerman song. For 2.5 years I've always said to him, come out on an episode, come out on an episode. So let's start a campaign to get Kyle Brown, the singer of the Gingerman song and writer of it, he done all of it and played all the instruments. Let's get him out on an episode and we can maybe come up with some tunes or something. I don't know. Kyle, I'm calling you out, brother. As we're at the bottom of a hill, just as it goes into the loch, everything is mad, saturated. But luckily we've got these innovative stones to walk over, so we're good. And it's fun. That's what I love about walking. The landscape is not always just the same. You know, it can challenge you in different ways depending on how much you want to be challenged. That's why I'm going to go up a Munro soon and film. Because I've been up Munros but I've never filmed going up at Munro, so I think it'll be fun doing it and taking people along on the journey. Because it's not easy. You get gassed, like your legs probably get tired, things like that. So it's easy to think, just go back, I've come high enough. But I don't know, something pushes you to the top, and I think bringing people along will extra push me. So aye, that's something to look forward to this year. Whoa! Oh aye. This is the Loch Rannoch Highland Club we've stumbled across. But here we are, right at the start of Kinloch Rannoch, and we're right on the loch. This is cool. Sheep everywhere. It's actually turning out to be a really nice day. I mean, it's cold and a little bit gusty, but I'm not bothered. I'm wrapped up. I've got 2 pairs of joggies on today, 2 hoodies, a jacket. I'm well wrapped up, don't worry about me. That's where I want to be. I want to go and have a wee, throw some stones down on the rocky beach on the banks of Loch Rannoch. Something that makes you feel really alive being here. Davis. 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 I get out of this bit. Why? Over here? Well, I'm on the wrong side. I don't know. There's a path up here. It would appear I'm back where I started. My plan is I'll go back to the car, and don't worry, this episode is not over yet. We'll go back to where it all began on this 3-day adventure, 3-episode adventure, River Tummel, and we'll see Angus and we'll finish off the whole thing at the cabin. But don't worry, I'm not quite done with this place yet. I'll just have another wee spin round and see what more we can learn. There's a sign there that says South Loch Rannoch Schahalian. Look at this, this is the wee bridge that I guess cost 500 quid to build, but no inclusive evidence of that yet. It really is phenomenal standing on these bridges when you're so close to the river and it's so fast flowing. It's quite trippy. If you fall in, man, you gotta hope you're a good swimmer or you're deep. don't fall in. I mean, would you rather hit the water or the concrete? There's the question. There we go. We have a post office. That's important because you need your groceries and your things when you're out here. Your milk and bread. You got your milk and bread. What do you got? There you are. There you go. Schiehallion that way. South Loch Rannoch this way. I'm actually itching to climb up Schiehallion again. I want to go up. I want to fly the drone. I mean, if it's possible. I'd have to go on a nice day. A churchyard, park, some more houses. I'm going to say there's about 300 people live here. Maybe less. That's a nice church as well. It's got a wee natural park here. Weller Polly Park. And there's a Rannoch History Society. Burnt at the stake. Oh aye, burning witches in Kinloch Rannoch. So, formerly a tiny hamlet, Kinloch Rannoch was enlarged and settled under the direction of James Small, formerly an ensign in Lord Loudon's regiment, mainly by soldiers discharged from the army, but also by displaced crofters. Small had been appointed by the Commissioner of the Forfeited Estates to run the Rannoch Estates, which had been seized from the clan chieftains who had supported the Jacobites following the Battle of Culloden in 1746. Local roads and bridges were improved, enabling soldiers at Rannoch Barracks to move more freely around the district. The soldiers' trenches were dug on nearby Rannoch Moor in an unsuccessful attempt to create better quality agricultural land. Small was supported by Dugald Buchanan and his wife, who taught the villagers new trades and crafts. Buchanan was a local schoolmaster and Gaelic poet, who is commemorated by large monument in the centre of the square in Kinloch Rannoch. He worked with James Stewart, Minister of Killin, on translating Bible passages into Scottish Gaelic. The old bridge over the River Tummel is worthy of note. Some sources attribute to Thomas Telford, but that is unlikely since a plaque on the bridge dates its building to 1764, when Telford would have been 7 years old. That wouldn't work out, would it? So that's actually quite interesting, all the Jacobite history that exists around this area and how a lot of the displaced clan members came here. Because you must remember, we're not right in the Highlands here, we are on the cusp of the lowlands. You're not far away from Perth, and then from Perth you're into, you know, Dunfermline and into Fife and Dundee and all of that, the built up areas as we know today, lowland Scotland. And after the Jacobite rebellion and uprising and Culloden in 1746, I guess at this point it's like, let's go British Empire time now, let's band together, and then we get the Scottish Enlightenment in Edinburgh, the likes of David Hume, Adam Smith, all of these characters coming out of the Industrial Revolution that was happening here in Scotland and across the UK. And I guess sometimes I feel when you come up to the north of Scotland, you do feel that untouchedness of the Industrial Revolution, how it just sort of skipped that time in history, and that's what makes it so magical and spiritual and beautiful and all of these things. Anyway, let's get back to walking around. Wonder if there's any Jacobites buried in here. It's worthy to note that Jacobites weren't just Scottish people. Jacobites came from all over the UK and the British Isles. I think a lot of these are maybe later. These ones over here though, they could be Jacobites. These are into the 20th century here, and some into the 21st century. These are the old boys at the back. I don't know if we'll even be able to see anything. The church is lovely. The red door and everything. Really nice. And these are old graves. A lot with the Celtic crosses on. And you think when these people were buried in the time they were buried in, you know, the 1800s, 1700s, whenever, I'm going to guess the 1800s, mostly these graves, maybe, you know, 100 years after Culloden, would they imagine Scotland as it is today, the UK, the world, technology, how fast we've come in the last, I don't know, 20 years or so, in my lifetime anyway, the advancement of technology and how it's changed our world? Would these people, any of them, foreseen it? There's nothing like walking around beautiful nature to make you feel philosophical, that's for sure. But it's a great thing to stop and think, because it's one of the great gifts we have in life and in being human. And at this time of the advancement of AI, our free thought and thinking is ever more precious. Anyway, let's leave the dead to sleep and get back to the land of the living. So just had a nice wee drone flight, and I think I caught it just before the weather's about to turn bad again. I could only get about 50 metres up, it was way too breezy, but I done what I could, and I got some nice shots of Schiehallion in the back. Got a fire community station here, a community fire station. Edward Beattie, MBE. It's so peaceful around here. There's like hardly anyone about, it's just the odd person. I know not everyone likes this sort of solitude and quietness, but if you do like it, then this is the sort of place you want to be. Right, there's some wee log cabin type things over there. Rannoch Station Tea Room, open March to October. I think that's true with most places around here, they open in March. I'm now going up for a sauna. I've just had Angus on a walk, that was fun, but I'm going for a sauna. I didn't bring his along with Angus, it was just me and Angus time, but he's through here somewhere. I'll show you Angus, you've not seen him in a couple of days. There he is, there's Angus and Spencer. Hey guys. Was that a good walk, Angus?
Yes, please.
I'll take it by a yes with a yawn. I mean, I don't have anything. They're so brave, ducks, like. I'm out of the sauna. It was hot. I actually felt like I was going to pass out. Whoa! And then I went and had a cold shower and it was great. Right. I'm going to go down here and stand next to that roaring river. It looks like absolute insane rapids here. And this is probably where I'll complete the episode today. Conclude my adventures in the Tummel Valley. Make sure I don't end my entire adventures completely by falling in here. I guess it's only fitting that I should end my episode here next to the water, because the water, the river, has been the source and the key ingredient to this area, to this episode, to everything I've done in the last 3 days. It's inspired, it's powered, it's done everything, and I'm in complete awe of nature and the power of water. You know, it's made me reflect as well. We're Asti Fife were known for our coal mining, which helped power us for a long time. This area for over 100 years has been powered by water. It truly is phenomenal, and right here we can see the raw power of it at work. One incredible trip away. I'll be back to my usual larkins around in the Central Belt in the next episode, so thanks for watching. Keep on adventuring. Peace.